Good morning everyone, how are you all doing? I'm Mysticle, and today I'm going to bring you the latest in AR and VR news. We have quite a few interesting things to talk about today, and I also have some fantastic news for those of you out there with your Quests. So, without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. The first piece of news that we have today is actually a very, very good piece of news. It is rare that large companies listen to what we have to say. However, sometimes the outcry is just too much. And it seems that that is exactly what has happened here, as we now have the Chromecast feature back. Yes, after weeks of complaining from people, Meta has seemingly decided to return the Chromecast feature. They are still calling it unofficially supported. Essentially, I guess what they're trying to say here is if you are using this feature, you're on your own. To quote from Ryan Alty, community manager, on Thursday, we restored casting from Meta Quest headsets to Chromecast. Note that this feature is not fully supported and may not work properly for everyone. We recommend casting to a phone or computer instead for the best experience. Thanks for helping us make Meta Quest better for everyone, and we will continue exploring ways to improve the casting experience going forward. So hopefully, at least they're still working on making it better, but it's back now. I am so happy to have this thing back. I used it so much. Now let's move on to the Apple Vision Pro, which is a device that so many people are excited for and so many people are just waiting now for it to come out, and you will be able to pre-order it on this Friday, of course, in case you are waiting for that device. However, if you are waiting on that device and are not in a close proximity to any Apple store, and if you are buying this without previously owning any other Apple devices, you may not be in luck, as the Apple Vision Pro will require an iPhone or an iPad Pro with FaceID in order to order online. And I mean, this is fair enough. They want the fit to be just right. Big Screen did something exactly like this, where they got you to scan your face with an iPhone in order to get the fitment just right, as of course iPhones have that Face ID scanner in their front cameras, or at least newer iPhones do. And the Apple Vision Pro will require just that, a Face ID scan. In an email today to customers who signed up for the Apple Vision Pro news, Apple explained that ordering online requires a Face ID scan from a compatible iPhone or iPad Pro. This face scan, the email explains, will be performed via the Apple Store app. The purpose of the face scan is to determine the best size of the light seal, what Meta calls the facial interface, and headbands to ship with your Apple Vision Pro, as both the light seal and headbands come in different sizes. Which size will be most comfortable for you depends on the shape and size of your face and head. So again, I do kind of agree with this to a certain extent. I do see the benefits of having a custom facial interface and a custom headband tailored just towards you to minimize light leakage and increase comfort. I do think they are really trying to give you the best experience possible here so that you kind of keep coming back for more when they do in the future release more Vision products. So I do see what they're going for, but it is going to be kind of a pain for those that don't have an iPhone in order to be able to order this online. Continuing on Vision Pro news, Apple has seemingly removed the open sky environment feature that replaces your ceiling from the Apple Vision Pro. So quoting from M1 on Twitter, recently, Apple edited their Introducing Apple Vision Pro video on YouTube and their website, removing the open sky clip. References to the feature have also been removed from Apple's website. You can find images of the site changes and the updated video going above me right now. And here you can see the old site text versus the updated site text. It seemed like a pretty cool feature, and it didn't, in my head, seem like the most difficult part of the device. You know, they're doing so much here on this headset. This really didn't seem like the most difficult thing to do compared to the other things that they're doing. And yet here we are removing it. I wonder what the actual reason behind this is. To me, it just looks like an incredibly cool AR pass-through on your ceiling. Possibly they were trying to get the sky on here in real time, showing you the actual sky outside, because, you know, it's Apple, they like doing things a little bit extra, and maybe they just decided that that was too difficult to do. But I feel like even if that was the case and they weren't actually rendering the clouds in real time, people would still enjoy it. Either way though, let me know your opinions down below. Why do you think they removed this? Another interesting thing about the Apple Vision Pro is that Apple has reportedly fewer than 100,000 Vision Pro headsets produced by launch. And we kind of already knew this. In the past, we talked about how Apple doesn't actually plan to sell this to that many people. This isn't going to be a mass market produced thing like an iPhone. No, Apple won't have a huge number of Vision Pro headsets produced by launch. Supply chain analyst Min-Chi Kuo, who has been reporting on Apple suppliers for more than 10 years, claims Apple will have somewhere between 60,000 and 80,000 units of the Vision Pro manufactured in time for its US release, which Apple announced this week would be February 2nd. For comparison, in October, Kuo claimed Meta would produce 2.5 million Quest 3 headsets by the end of 2023. The limited production capacity of Apple Vision Pro and the reasons for it have been widely reported by multiple reliable sources in the past. It may be the reason Vision Pro is only launching in the US at first. The main constraint for Vision Pro's production, though, Ma reported, was that its near 4K OLED microdisplays from Sony are even more difficult and expensive to manufacture, with low yield. South Korean tech news outlet The Alec reported that Sony can't manufacture more than 900,000 of the microdisplays per year at most, limiting the Vision Pro production to less than 500,000 units since Apple needs 2 per headset. The Financial Times also reported that Apple was unhappy with Sony's yield of defect-free microdisplays. There are a lot of things that Apple needs to consider when producing a headset that is this premium. I mean, let's be honest, it is very, very expensive, but it is also very, very premium. The materials that it's made out of, the panels that it has, and all the technology put into it, yeah, it's going to be expensive. I mean, they are doing things here that other companies haven't really wanted to delve into, possibly for these exact complications. And once again, I don't think Apple expected to sell as many of these as they did the iPhone, let's be honest here. So this is just some food for thought. And finally, on Apple news, Apple shows that controllers aren't exactly 100% off the table, as a new patent released by them shows a sort of pen-shaped controller for the device. The Apple Vision Pro will not originally ship with any controllers, but a newly published patent application shows the controllers are still being actively investigated by the company, as they should, because if you ask me, controllers will still be required for more precision-based things. And if people want to do precision-based things on the Apple Vision Pro, I feel like, having something physical in your finger, even like that new Sony headset, would seriously help. Plus, some people just prefer controllers. Having something physically in your hand, it's a different feeling than just tapping in the air. Spotted by Patently Apple, an Apple patent application published today reveals the company is still actively investigating controllers for XR input, including stylus-like devices with dial inputs. The new patent application, titled Computer Systems with Handheld Controllers, describes one or more handheld controllers to interact with a virtual reality or mixed reality system. I thought it was spatial computing. To supply input to a desktop computer, tablet computer, cellular telephone, watch, earbuds, or other accessory. To control household items such as lighting, televisions, thermostats, appliances, etc., or to interact with other electronic equipment. That's pretty cool. I always wanted to be able to interact with my smart home lights right there in augmented reality, be able to turn them up, turn them down. I do think that that is a really, really cool thing, as you could have completely virtual switches just floating around the place. And it's definitely doable. Like Yeelight, for example, has a Python library that you could probably create and throw into a VR application and just have a Python script control your lights locally. Pretty cool. And it seems like Apple might be working on something like this for HomeKit. Photos in the patent show several concepts for such a controller, including a stylus-like devices and wand-like devices. The patent application says the controllers could use various sensors for detecting user intent, including touch-sensitive surfaces, buttons, or dials. So again, controllers aren't entirely off the table, and I am really happy about that, as I was hoping they would release something like this in the future. Who knows? Maybe in the future we'll see something like a virtual desktop application for the Apple Vision Pro. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we will be able to unofficially connect it to Steam VR. How cool would that be? But for that, I guess we will just have to wait and see. Now, what we will not be seeing is apparently a Google AR headset, as Google all but confirms it is no longer working on its own AR glasses. Google is eliminating hundreds of roles in its hardware division, mostly from its first-party AR hardware team. Here is the statement Google provided to news outlet 9to5 Google. A few hundred roles are being eliminated in devices and services, with the majority of impact on the 1P AR hardware team. While we are making changes to our 1P AR hardware team, Google continues to be deeply committed to other AR initiatives, such as AR experiences in our products and product partnerships partnerships. I mean, to be honest, kind of saw this coming. I mean, we all saw this coming with all the news that were coming out about Google stopping this, but now with them working with Samsung and Qualcomm, I mean, this was bound to happen. The Google Glass, from what I've heard from people that have actually tried using it, wasn't the best product on the market. If you've used it down below, please do let me know your experience with it. I've never got the chance to use it myself, and when I saw it back in the past, I was like, wow, that looks amazing, you know? I really wanted to get my hands on this. And I remember seeing like a pre-used one in a store one time, and I almost bought it, but didn't have much money back then. So it was either buy that and you don't entirely know how well it's going to work or how long it's going to work for, or save up and buy something else. But yeah, I mean, this isn't Google completely disappearing from the AR space. It's just them disappearing from the AR space on their own. They're still working with Samsung and Qualcomm on Samsung's brand new AR glasses. And I am super excited to see what they come up with there. I do love Google's software, and I do actually tend to custom ROM all my devices in order to run completely stock Android. So I am excited to see what kind of software they create for AR devices. Panasonic's Shiftall announces a new Megane X Superlight. Panasonic's subsidiary announced a new Megane X Superlight PC VR headset. The original Shiftall Megane X was teased at CES of 2022, and at CES of 2023, the company announced it would ship that year for 1.7K. But while a small number of units have shipped into Japan, the headset has yet to launch in the US at all. Despite this, at CES 2024, this year, Shiftall announced a new version of the headset, Megane X Superlight. Like the original Megane X, the new Megane X Superlight is tethered to a PC running SteamVR via a 3-meter cable, and features a slim design enabled by 2560 by 2560 HDR OLED micro displays. The improvement in Superlight is its weight. Shiftall says it's 50% lighter, down to 200 grams from 400 grams. This is enabled by the use of new all-plastic lenses with no glass element. That's really interesting. I do enjoy seeing companies making these headsets smaller and smaller, and if they can actually deliver, well, I think people are going to enjoy smaller and lighter headsets. It is much easier to wear a lighter headset, I mean, obviously, for a long period of time, and the longer you can stay in VR without pains and headaches, the better. It's also better for new users who hopefully won't get disheartened by headaches after a while. So I do enjoy seeing companies coming out with these headsets that are now smaller, lighter, and slimmer. It's just the correct way to go about improving a VR headset. And that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. If you guys like this one, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess this one works too, but let me know why down below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below, where I want to see you posting your spicy memes. And thank you so much to all the Patreons supporting this channel. You guys are amazing, and you help me out so much love. And thank you so much to anyone else supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form. And as usual, if you guys want to be notified of future content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video.